All right. Hello, everyone. Hello. I always like to start a minute or two early, just so people can start coming in. People start coming into the podcast room. Um, I know that everyone is accustomed to following me on my personal page, Deborah Vines-Epps, but I am going to continue to have you all follow me at Talk Your Talk. That is my podcast page, and that's where I want to capture the audiences. So if you all can go ahead, you can go to my Talk Your Talk page on Facebook. If you can't find it, then go to my personal page, Deborah Vines Epps, and you will see the links there. I am on several platforms as I stream tonight and on Thursdays. I am on YouTube, Twitter, and we're on Facebook as well. We're going to add Instagram to it, but right now you will see us on these three platforms. It is now 7 o'clock, and tonight's topic, failing our youth. Are we failing our youth? And I couldn't have picked a better person to join me tonight for the podcast. Baby Boy, you'll see DJ Baby Boy with his name because Baby Boy holds many hats. Baby Boy is very, very involved. They say practice what you preach, where he practiced it as well as preach it. And so, as a DJ, as a mentor for our youth, also a photographer, one of the best photographers as well. He's going to tell you more things that he does. I have him joining us tonight. DJ Baby Boy, introduce yourself. I want you to let them know the significance of what you bring to our youth in the community before we really get started tonight. As you all know, Talk Your Talk is uncut. It is raw, is what you get. I am not pre-recorded. What you get is what you see. And so this is a time where we can unload, we can talk about things that's been bottled up in our minds unconsciously, consciously. And so this is the platform where you can do it. I thank you all for always tuning in with me. And I have several topics and several people that are lined up. If I skip you sometimes, it's okay. It's talking in the season. And so today, with all the stuff going on in the world right now, especially with our youth, the violence in our community, growing together for our babies. Are we feeling our youth? So introduce yourself, baby boy, and we're gonna go from there.
Hi, my name is DJ Baby Boy. I've been a DJ for 26 years. I've been mentoring for 21 years. I started when I was 17 as a coach, and it went from there. I started my own mentoring program in 2010, and I've reached thousands of kids in my area. So when you speak my name, most people know who I am.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. And I appreciate you coming on tonight. This is a very sensitive topic, not only for people who truly care about the youth, but people for you in particular, because you see a lot of things up front, and you um, lost a lot of young ones that you have mentored as well. So this is very intimate and personal for you. Before we start, I did some research, baby boy, and
Mhm.
the Trust Architect group did a study, and it said we are failing our youth. It said we are failing our youth, meaning that it starts within the home. So I'm going to read something that they said. They said, in our desire to leave our kids better off, we have created too many empty houses with empty hearts. We have sacrificed our time for financial gain. We fail to look at all youth as our youth. And since we never put our own baggage down, we unconsciously unload it into our own children. For me, that's the foundation. That's deep, because I know that it starts within the home, right?
Yeah.
It starts, and so as parents, guardians, um, foster mom or dads, whatever,
Yeah.
it starts within the home, and what we pour into our children makes a long lasting impression. And so, with
Yeah.
that being said, baby boy, do you agree that we are failing our youth?
Yes, it's kind of like I was told this one time um, talking to somebody famous, and they told me that nobody's trained to be a parent.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So if you have bad trainers, you get bad results.
Yep.
So if we are going to lose weight and want to get fit, we're not looking for a overweight trainer, somebody out of shape, somebody that looks unhealthy. We're looking for a trainer that's fit and healthy looking. And
Right.
so when you go to a parent, and a lot of parents been through a lot of trauma, haven't attacked the issues that they have in life, and so them dealing with their own life
Yep.
issues and pouring the negativity into their own kids. And a lot of people don't realize the things they're really doing to their kids.
That's right. And I think the key thing with that is I would like to say unconsciously is done from parents having that baggage, right? What was instilled in them, instilling it in their kids. And on the other hand, you have parents that say, what was done to me, I will not do to my kids, right?
That's right.
So it becomes like a double-edged sword. And sometimes when we think that we're doing the right thing to our kids, we're hurting them.
That's right.
And the point you made about, you're right. Like people like to emulate things they see. So when you look for a trainer, you can have a trainer that is bigger than someone with muscles and probably has the best endurance, probably can last longer. They have more the mental note of how to train. But
Yeah.
we have the life of looking at people from the naked eye, right?
Yeah.
From our own lens. And we look at it from our own lens, baby boy, that creates so many different problems within our youth because our
That's
youth, they're
right.
empty.
Yeah.
In this age right here, I have seen so many youth committing suicide.
Yeah.
Our youth are turning to gangs for love. Our youth are killing each other. Our youth are holding things in. They're either bullying or they're the ones that's being bullied,
Yeah.
right? Our youth are
That's
struggling. And then it doesn't make it better because some of the parents are worse than the youth.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
who's the role model?
Right now, these days and times, it's hard to find positive role models for kids. Most of our kids are being raised by a tablet or a video game.
Yeah.
Parents not paying their kids no attention. And I've experienced it being inside of the schools. Um, a lot of the kids talk to me and they feel as though I can't talk to my parents. My mom always fussing. She don't listen
Mm.
to me. So I believe if parents had a bond with their kids to be able to sit and talk. When I was growing up, I had a mother and a father. We stayed in the same house. We ate at the same dinner table.
Mm.
You don't see that hardly
You
anymore.
don't.
Everybody's in their own room. Nobody's talking about what happened that day. And that actually brought us closer, sitting at the dinner table talking about what happened at school and my dad talking about what happened at work and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So now it's just technology took over and you texting your child in the other room and it's no communication.
And see, that's it. It's simple communication that creates positive atmospheres for everything. Walking
Yeah,
in, hey, how was your day today? All right, everybody come together. Everybody, hey, come from downstairs. Let's talk about your day. How was your day today? How are you feeling? You're not like yourself. What's wrong? See, we're not paying attention to those signs that our kids are giving us. We want to automatically say, well, what's wrong with you? Boy, get out of my face.
that's it.
Get out of my face. Look, I'm tired. Now I get it. We're tired. We work. We want to just come home. But at the same time, the youth needs us more than what we're giving them. They
That's
are.
right.
And so when they're out in the streets and they're killing each other, baby boy, I know you see it all the time. You work with kids in the Portsmouth community, right?
Yes.
And our communities have to be responsible for this too. There are programs out here. There are nonprofit organizations which you have one yourself and you do great with it, with mentoring the youth. But why can't we see more of the nonprofit organizations getting together, the community that has all this money creating programs for our youth? Like what can we do to make this happen? Because some parents don't have the mental space, baby boy. Some parents don't have the tools. You have single family homes. You have, you know, parents or a parent who's trying to do everything on their own, but they need help from the schools, from our communities. But not only are we failing our youth, our communities are failing our youth. Our schools are failing our youth because you go from one area that looks a certain type way, but when you go into the other area, it looks another type way. When you go
Yeah.
into one school, they have all the resources, but you go to another school and they're using their own money or asking
Yeah,
parents to
that's
help
right.
add to their
That's right.
resources.
Yeah.
There's some division. So the division is there. It creates division in our youth.
Yes.
It does.
Keep us divided.
Is that the key to keep us
That's
divided? What,
always been the mission.
to,
Keep us
elaborate
divided.
on that. What do you mean by that?
Like it's like this when the system found a way to control us. If you go back to the 70s when they closed the factories and the warehouses and major jobs for fathers. Well, when they closed all those places, you introduce drugs to the poor communities. You're telling fathers and men that they could get rich off a drug.
Mm,
So during the drug era, it divided us. It takes the father out of the household.
yeah,
The mothers started using drugs because they couldn't take the pressure of raising a child by themselves. The fathers
right.
overdosing because they can't provide for their family. So once the system sees how powerful the father is out of the household, what effect it has on the kids, now they sending, we're gonna help. You got welfare, Section
Yep,
8, got
yep,
all of this. And so now people didn't realize it, but it's teaching women to be independent and not need a man. And
yep,
so nowadays, what you hear women saying, I don't need a man, but your son and your daughter need a father.
yep.
And so that's, and even with religion, they wanted to divide us with so many religions, um, believing in your beliefs.
Yeah.
Um, some religions, I'm looking like some of that stuff don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in order to keep us against each other, they have to divide us.
And so with them dividing us, at some point, as a community, we have to override what's going on.
Yeah,
And that goes back to, we have to challenge our youth to rewrite their own labels. Because a lot of times, what you feed here
yeah.
is what comes out here, right? And
That controls your
as a,
body.
yeah, that's it. Because as adults too, sometimes we have to rewrite our own labels too, because
Yeah,
of what society is teaching us how to deal with things when, with being overwhelmed. And so we have to teach our kids to say, I am good enough. I
yeah,
am uniquely me. I am beautiful. I am the queen, or I am the king of my life. I am perfectly imperfect. And we have to explain to them what this means, because the transformation starts with us.
yeah.
But the community, I'm not going to be politically correct here. I'm not. How would you say the community is failing our youth? There are some programs. Don't let me rewind. Let me rewind. Okay, let me go back. There are programs out here for our youth. We just had to tap into them, right?
Yeah,
And I'm talking about the ones that doesn't have a cap over your head saying that you have to make a certain amount of money, income restricted, right? I'm talking about the
Yeah,
ones that's open for everybody, because even people who are wealthy, middle class, blue collar, whatever, everybody struggles with
yeah,
their youth. We all struggle with our youth because the youth now, they don't talk as much as we talk,
they don't,
right?
and they're not happy. Not too much makes them happy.
Right. And the schools at the same time, I feel bad for the schools too, because they're so busy trying to fix the behaviors that is not focusing on kids learning in
Education.
the schools.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it's not possible.
It's not. It's
No.
not. And so with the communities, you tell me how you think the communities are failing our youth.
Well, it's kind of hard because from my 21 years being out here,
Uh-huh.
it seems like the people that really go hard, they don't get the support. But
Mm,
somebody that just pops up and say, I want to help kids gets the support. And what I'm seeing in my city is it's a lot of people that the way our city is set up, the system wants it's a money thing at the end of the day.
okay.
It's billions of dollars made off of kids getting in trouble.
Mm,
So from what I learned in studying, if we can benefit money wise off of these at risk kids, why would we help them? And so those people that get out here and go so hard, they have so many challenges.
yeah.
I was they sent so much at me, and I'm like, I'm just trying to help the kids. I mean, but if you look at it, I'm actually messing your money up. If I save a kid or change a kid mindset into living a going on the straight path or wanting to be successful, that's a less child you have to put in your system
Mm,
and make money off. So you have things like school to prison pipeline,
yeah.
uh, and it's like I'm looking at it like, why? If you care about kids, why would you set up stuff like that?
So hold
You
on.
should want
School
kids
to
to be
prison
successful.
pipeline. What is that? That's a program?
It's for years. It's like you going from school to prison, and they know this. When I talk to kids now, and a lot of people don't tell their kids this, your test scores, your suspension, everything you do goes on paper,
Yeah.
which enters the computer. It's a paper trail to everything you're doing.
Right.
So if I'm an investor into the prisons, I'm gonna have people looking at how many kids getting in trouble. They are next clients. They are
Mm,
next money makers. So I want to keep this group of kids on radar. And what happens is those kids that get suspended end up being undereducated. If you look at a lot of people in prison, they're undereducated. And when you're undereducated, you tend to can't get jobs and you're out here committing criminal acts, end up in prison.
yeah.
So those kids missing school, getting in trouble. And like I tell them, I say, man, there's people sitting back waiting on you. They know you're gonna be a cash crop for them. And so when we don't teach our kids this, they just continue on. And a lot of young men, I show them the figures. I said there's a man or woman buying yachts, living in a mansion, driving 5 or 6 expensive cars off of what you doing. So it's kind of hard to because it's like you're fighting the system when you
Yeah.
stop the violence
Yeah.
or put the guns down. Well, you
Yeah,
got a system set up where they trying to push more guns into the community.
yeah, yeah,
So it's like you fighting a whole system. Um, it was a time where they was taking away the play parks. They was taking away the schools. They was taking away rec centers. That generation of kids is the generation that's killing each other now.
yeah. You're right.
So it's like you fighting against. The more we fight, the more they do. So it's
You
it's,
know what,
it's
baby
rough.
boy, you right. Cause I remember when I was in school, I remember Dare.
Yeah,
Right now, that's a funded program,
yeah,
right? But they had to get rid of them out the schools because when you start having less funds, you have to get rid of the
yeah,
programs first, and those are the first ones they cut. And so now when I'm walking into a store, I see these people setting up booths to raise money for those programs
yeah,
that the school once funded, right?
yeah,
And then you talked about the prison. Hey, the prisons, that's a money making institution. Do you hear me?
oh yeah, oh yeah.
You have to pay
Killing me.
for everything is computer. You have to pay to chat, to send cards, to send money. I mean, that's the money now, sending money to the prison. So you're right. These programs out here are being cut in the communities for our youth. And
Yeah,
I feel bad for our youth, baby boy, because they're stuck.
yeah,
They they think what they're doing is right.
yeah,
They're on TikTok all the time. You know, the music. Now, now for with my first son,
hmm,
everybody used to always get on me. And I truly believe in the type of video games you play, the type of things that you watch, the type of things you feed your mind with, all this rap music and stuff. And it says ho and bitch and all that guns and all that stuff. See, when our kids hear that and they ain't rapping it, I kept it from from my oldest boy for a while until he got to
hmm,
an age where I said, you know what? No matter what, he's going to be exposed to it.
hmm,
But he would sing it, and I would say, "Did you just hear what you just rapped? This guy just said he was gonna go down the block and kill the guy and stand over him and shoot him in the head 2, 3 times, and stand back and come back and shoot him again with his boys around him. Like we promoting this in our own communities and making
oh
money
yeah,
off of it.
oh yeah,
These are the same kids that we're failing, but when they do something wrong, we want to get in the uproar and go fight people and go advocate for them. But we got to be the first advocate for our kids.
yeah.
Let me tell you, if I can just play gospel music and I like country music too. If you hear country music, that country music makes a lot of sense. But if I can play gospel music and nice R&B all the time, I would. That old rap back in the day was a little better, but this rap right now,
Yeah,
baby boy, it's sad.
it goes back to the system. They found a way.
They found a way, baby boy.
So
My
now
husband
this
looks at,
generation kills each other.
yeah, my husband looks at a lot of documentaries and they explain how they would go in and sign contracts with
Hmm.
the rappers because
Yeah,
they knew that we can relate to them and
yeah,
they would invest in it and put it into our community so we can kill each other off.
that's right.
I mean, I hate when we call like back in the day, nigga.
Yeah,
You say nigga, somebody be ready to pop you upside your head.
yeah,
Do people really know what nigga mean? Let's
yeah,
just
yeah,
go there. That's not even gonna be the topic, but it doesn't mean what they have us thinking it means. But since
yeah.
that's what it is, what people say, why we send it to each other? What's up, my nigga? Baby boy, I hate that. Say
We need to be reprogrammed.
we do,
Yeah,
we do. We put it into our own use. But then you have somebody else from another race say nigga, you want to get upset with them, but we call
yeah.
it
We
what?
backward.
Backwards? Can we say emulate? Do what somebody else do, but then when somebody else do it, you want to get upset about it. We out here
Yeah,
calling in the songs, and I don't even look. Usually I spell it out because you know how your homegirls be like, "What's up, bitch?" I had
yeah.
to say I ain't gonna say it no more because I hate that word. Any of my friends and people know, don't ever walk up to me and say, what's up? This my, no, it's not. I'm not that. Okay. But when you
Yeah.
start saying that, our youth hear it, they start calling and you know, these TikToks videos, the kids cursing the parents out and they thinking it's fun and recording. It's the youth that we created. We're failing our own youth.
Yeah. And they don't know that it's going to be the youth that kill us off. And that's the plan anyway.
Baby boy.
Because like this generation now of kids, it's no work for them. We being replaced by robots. So what are the kids going to do?
Look in the
So
stores. People better start looking.
yeah, it's like we need them to kill each other off. So we pump all this negative stuff into them.
We do. We do. And it's sad and it really hurts my heart. You know, for me, I stay busy a lot. And I realize,
Mm-hmm.
think about it, baby boy. You know, I'm a social worker
Mm-hmm.
and I've done a lot of family therapy, individual therapy. And you know, the main thing when I used to talk to the kids, I used to work at Riverside Behavioral Health Center. And with the kids, when I would talk to them, kids that were, you know, parents, you know, good jobs and you know, making sure their kids live a good lifestyle, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what kids will tell me, baby boy? I would rather have time with my
Yep.
parents versus all the stuff they're
Yeah.
buying me. You can't, you, it's the memories that sticks
Yeah.
here to with our babies. It's not the Jordans. It's not the big houses. Let me tell you, I grew up in the projects. Let me tell you why my family is close. Me and my cousins were very close. Let me explain why. Because
Mm.
we had those grandmothers
Oh yeah.
back in the day that we were all kept together. We all played together. Hopscotch, 1, 2, 3, red light. Put your yarn up from tree to tree and get a ball and play volleyball with it. Our youth aren't doing this today. See, those morals and values that were instilled in us back then, we have those. That's substance. Our
Yeah.
youth
Yeah.
don't have substance now. That substance is what, baby boy? Guns,
Yeah.
money. I don't know how to put money on my sleeves. They'll fall off.
Yeah.
Money and how things look.
The worst.
It's bad, baby boy. We are really failing our youth, and we wonder why they out here killing each other over senseless things.
Yeah. But if you look at it, most of the grandmas now out partying.
Grandmamas
So
were older back in the day. The grandmamas
yeah,
now
yeah,
about
they
10 years
young.
older than the kid.
Which two people don't know this, but the system says we won. We won. That's a cycle of women that got pregnant, early ages, and it's keep on cycling.
Yeah.
So
14, 15 years old
yeah,
year olds getting pregnant now. 16-year-olds getting pregnant now. Kids having kids. One of my
second
colleagues,
graders
she
having
did a
sex.
study, grandparents raising grandkids.
Hmm.
See the
That's a
cycle?
no no. That's a no no.
They're tired, baby boy. These grandparents tired.
Yeah,
They've
that's a
done
no
their
no.
job. Then it becomes generational.
Yeah.
The curses have to stop. And you made something. You made a good point about taking the religion out of the schools too, and taking the religion out of,
Yeah.
you know, we have to get back to that too, baby boy.
Most kids don't know how to pray. It's weird. Like my grandma instilled that stuff in us. We had to go to Sunday school.
Yeah,
They won't know you going here and there. You was going to Sunday school. You was going to church service.
yeah.
And now, only time a lot of these kids go to church is somebody's funeral.
Woo! That was deep right there, baby boy.
Hmm.
You know, I and it's very personal for me. Within the past 2 years, not about a year and a half, I had 3 of my cousins that were murdered.
Oh wow.
3. Yep. Um, and you know the crazy thing is, baby boy, I look at the news and I see they were young too. I'm talking about ages from 20, no older than like 30. They
Hmm.
were young. But you know what? As my family went through, the process, and we're still going through the process. One of them, the trial is about to start. But one thing I realized is that there's not much attention to it.
Mm.
Whenever but then I see other stuff on TV when somebody else is killed or somebody else is hurt, or everybody trying to figure out what it is. But our youth, right?
Yeah.
It's just another one
Yeah.
gone, right? We do it to ourselves.
Yeah. Mm.
We do it to ourselves. And gangs supposed to be a good thing.
Mm.
Back in the day, if people know the history of gangs,
They don't.
they don't.
They just out here wanting. Hey, it's crazy because I believe it was last year a group of gang members was crying. They said they was tired of the killings,
Wow.
and I look at it like I know a lot of OGs that's they don't really talk about the gangs no more, but a lot of these young boys are not running their gangs like the code says. It's rules to the gang life. And a lot of these young boys, they don't listen to the OGs. And a lot of these guys that get out here, and I tell them, y'all need a hug. A lot of y'all not tough. A
Mm-mm.
lot of y'all just want to be a part of something. That's your attention. You wearing a colorful bandana, you get attention. So if you would go out your house normally, nobody paying you no attention. Now you supposed to be with these guys. You so hard, and that's where they get their excitement from.
Do you blame them, baby boy? I don't blame them. You know why? Most people that they act out to get attention.
Yeah,
I want to be seen and I want to be heard.
yeah,
So if that gang, that person who, however you join the gang, jump you in, whatever, however you join the gang, at the end of that, whatever happens for you to join, I'm going to have brothers or sisters.
yeah,
I'm going to have that bond, that brotherhood or that sisterhood that I don't have at home,
yeah,
right? Because my parents or whoever is keeping me is not showing me any attention. My parents probably are using drugs, or my parents are probably working too hard. My parents probably so overwhelmed because
mm,
they don't have the tools and resources and they trying to make it work. So, hey, guess what? They got to fit in how they fit in and make it work.
oh, yeah.
So the kids are going out and they're going out into these communities, and these communities, these OGs, like I don't understand, like, what happened to us walking into the communities, baby boy, and just bringing everybody together and just having to talk with the gangs. Like, people scared because these
They're
kids,
scared. Yeah, they're
they're
scared.
scared, and I get it. Many times, baby boy, especially when my 3 cousins were murdered, especially 2 of them, I just wanted to. I'm like, I went on Facebook and I said, hey, look, we said it takes a village, right?
Mm.
Like, are we going to stop talking about it and be about it? What can we do
Man,
to get together? Can we rally? All these rallies we keep having, can we rally and walk and just try to get these people together? What can we do? Or is there enough money here in each city to
nah,
come together? Is there enough money? What can we do?
Deb, if you research how much money is pushed out to help kids, you'll feel some type of way. which I felt some type of way when I learned about how much money is pushed out to supposedly help kids. And I'm saying to myself, so if all of this money is being pushed out, how are our kids the way they are? Which goes back to something that um, I learned with, how the system sees a way to benefit. And at one time, I was told I couldn't get the money because so and so was getting the money. I'm saying so and so don't even deal with kids. So it's a way that, what was it, the 70s or the 80s? I think it was the 80s. Just Say No campaign.
Yep.
You know, it was a drug campaign started by a politician's wife. Years later, you have a you have a politician's wife that starts a Just Say No campaign. Years later, you find out that the government is the ones pushing more drugs into the community. So it's a win-win situation for them. So now we find people that we know that's going to take this money and put in their pockets.
Oof.
So now we are sending so and so out here to be the face of this organization.
Hmm.
We'll get a back end deal from it and they can live a nice life. The whole time you'll put an event together to say you're doing something and you disappear. Nobody never speaks of it. For many years, I always said why programs last for 2 minutes, but they got
Mm.
all this money. Why they have a camp for 2 weeks and they promoting it. We doing this. They taking pictures. Like kids don't need service all year round.
Yep. Yep.
So our kids always get left behind, and the kids will tell you about yourself. That's one thing I learned about kids, and this is why you see a lot of people that receive money to help kids. They need other people to get kids because the kids don't deal with them.
Oh, but
So every time you see a person that gets a check from the state or a grant for the work with kids, they always asking other people, "Can you bring your kids?"
hold on. Let me. I know 1 + 1 = 2, but let me whenever you receive money or things for your programs for our children, shouldn't some research be done to see that you have some substance for those children? Or you
Nah,
just
it proves that you gonna take money out of our pocket. That's just like me. I've been never been funded. All this money comes from DJing, taking pictures, and I always seen how you would always find. Well, I know where I'm from. They would find people that they could use something against them, and it ends up they heal for a sec, and then they gone.
yeah.
And so our kids still suffering. And there's many kids in my area that can tell you, oh, so and so were here, but they gone now. So what happened to helping the kids?
Are they funding summer programs for our kids? I don't see rec centers or them keeping the rec centers up like they did before. Is it funding summer programs that the city does for the kids, all ages? I see people like yourself, people
Right.
like, you know, connecting communities, community of change. I know a few more that pretty
Mm-hmm.
much, like you say, use a lot of their own, right?
Yeah.
Or or sponsorships as well. But the communities alone, um, don't we supposed to tap in? Like how does that work? Because I'm not really involved, and I hate to say this, but I'm not really involved with the city, the organizations, with the youth. I'm not. I just pretty much always be the sponsor or the person that give money to the organizations like yourself,
Mm.
to try to help the youth. But there should be money allocated for our youth, right?
I always told people, if you pay attention, why don't the youth organizations that's getting money come together and do
Yep.
together?
Yep. Why
It
can't
make
we?
you look suspicious. Like, why? Do you have a personal agenda to get money? Or are you here to help the kids?
And see, we're greater in numbers. And I'm going to speak for Portsmouth, because I know this is where you work at with the kids in Portsmouth. But it's a lot of organizations in Portsmouth, Virginia, that, like you said, can get together
Yeah.
and do things, or make things happen for the kids. Like you said, you have to be able to want to do it together. And I'm not sure they have that ever happened. Have anybody sat to the table and brought everybody together? I don't know what that looks like. I don't know. Maybe it'll start after this podcast, or maybe have started before. I don't know. But when the agenda is just about getting money, then there's another motive at hand.
Like recently, we was trying to figure out during the pandemic. They sent a lot of money, and one thing they was fighting for is to fix our rec center. Well, the money came, but none of our rec centers got fixed.
And are they charging for you to get a membership with the rec center?
It's I think, yeah. I'm not sure why. I think it's because of the shooting that happened at the rec center. I
Guess
think that's
what?
what.
But baby boy, like, that's the proof right there that if a shooting happens at the rec center, that
Mm.
right there should show you, look, don't give up on them. That
Yeah.
should be more of a reason why we don't give up on our babies,
Yeah.
right? It should be more of a reason why, okay, a shooting happened at the rec center. All right, what tools, what resources, what programs, what do we do? Do we have more security? Do we have more people come out, like social workers? Do we have more people come out and talk to our youth? Do we create more programs or more things that, we have safe places for our youth to just pop in and talk to somebody when they're feeling suicidal? Because a lot of times they don't want to get on their phone, they don't want to talk because they don't know what to say. So do we have safe places where our youth can come talk to people, where they're not judged, where no one will, oh my gosh, anybody see me walk in here? Anybody? Okay, I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want people to see that I'm vulnerable, because we're not teaching our youth how to be vulnerable because we don't want to be.
Yeah.
See, one thing with me is, in this house, we communicate. I know how to tell my boys, I apologize. I know how to tell my boys I was wrong.
Yeah.
I know how to tell my boys, hey, let's sit down and talk about what happened, the disagreement that you just witnessed, or something. Let's sit down and talk about it, because you're teaching them how to process their feelings. When they hold things in, baby boy, they have a tendency to project things, and they'll take things this small. My therapist always tell me, she'll say, hey, you're dealing with a situation like this. You're hitting the fly with a sledgehammer. It makes sense.
Yeah.
So our youth are responding and reacting to things that's unconsciously put onto them, because the parents don't know how to be parents, or they don't have the tools and resources either.
Yeah.
It's a cycle, baby boy. It's a cycle. Until we work together, it's a cycle. And our kids are suffering, and they're killing each other.
Pain and anger.
That's it.
Yes. Oh.
And the rapping's not going to stop. Oh, let's not talk about the girls. So we're teaching our young ladies that it's okay to dress a certain type way.
Oh, that's awful.
That it's okay to look a certain type way because of how, you get your tummy tucks and your BBLs and your whatever you're doing. Right, you're looking at what TV is telling you to do. Our beautiful girls who are dark brown or natural hair or have a little weight, they're thinking they're fat. I'm
Yeah.
ugly. I don't fit in. Right? That parent can afford the same thing that somebody else has, so that kid is being bullied, judged. I mean, it's just so much. It doesn't end. And so
But
now
you know
our
where a lot of
girls,
that comes from.
huh?
You know where a lot of that comes from.
Talk to me.
What's a girl's first love?
Don't ask me that. My answer might not be right. Her girl first love
Yeah,
supposed to be her dad, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
it's missing,
Yeah.
when your
Absolutely.
dad tells you you're beautiful,
Mm.
you my princess. It plays a big role into why a lot of these, and if you look into it, a lot of these, and I always was told to study, get the statistics. A lot of our young girls and a lot of these women out here that's doing what they're doing to their bodies, father wasn't around. So now you around here looking for that love from a man. So now I gotta change my body to make this guy I wanna make guys want me. And it never works. Cause us men know there's a problem there.
Mm. Baby boy, you know what one guy told me? He told me, he said, I look for girls who doesn't have a father in the home.
Mm,
I looked at him, I said, what do you mean? He said, if she has a father in the home or a male role model, it's gonna be harder
yeah,
to treat her
yeah,
or get a hold of her how I want to.
yeah,
I said, why would you even think like that? He said, that's how a lot of men think, especially when they're young and immature.
yeah,
If the father or a male role model is in the home, then that man's gonna be the first one they got to step to before they get to that woman, to that little girl
yeah,
or that girl, that young lady. He said that, and I never looked at it. I didn't. And see, for me, it's like, people, women, we are emotional, and when we love hard.
yeah,
And sometimes we think love is good love, but it's not.
yeah,
And if you don't have, something to look at in your home and see that, you know, some women will say, oh, a man has to do this for me, do that for me, because my dad did this for my mom. They understand how they should be treated.
yeah. And
They
so it's hard for a
understand.
man. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And some would say sometimes block their blessings because they want somebody just like dad.
yeah, yeah.
Right? But
Most look for dad.
that's it. And that's when abuse come in.
Yeah,
That's when control come in. That's when a lot of domestic violence come in.
yeah,
Right? Oh, he loved me.
yeah.
That dad not there to bop that guy upside the head and let him know, look, that's my princess.
Oh yeah,
They didn't have that positivity embedded in their head from their dad saying, you're beautiful, you're my queen. Don't
yeah.
let anybody tell you otherwise.
Power of a man.
Yep. And then look at our girls now. Look at our young girls. Look at our young boys. Look at them.
It's awful.
Baby boy, let me tell you, I think at this point in time right now, we just gotta just play it out. We gotta play it out. We got to, because at the end of the day, if we don't come together, it starts in the house.
Yeah,
If we can't figure it out in the house, then we're gonna lose them to the world. And right now, The world is angry.
Yeah.
The world is dark. And if we don't take self-control, tap into resources, love each other, support each other, agree to disagree, grab a hold on to each other, understand each other,
Mm,
and while we're here, it's gonna become a vicious cycle. It's gonna get worse and worse and worse. And we'll continue to fail our youth. We'll continue to kill off our youth. We'll continue to see more of our youth killing themselves, committing suicide.
yeah.
I'm talking about elementary kids, baby boy.
Oh yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Cyberbullying, bullying in the schools.
It's real deep. I witness it all the time. And I hate the fact that, I've learned that the pain starts in the pregnancy.
Ooh, neonatal, yeah.
Most pregnancies, the man didn't learn the woman didn't
Mm,
learn the man. They didn't learn each other families. What are the curses? Generational curses. Your family might be known for killers. So it starts there.
it does.
At one night, I just got pregnant, and then it's like it takes two DNAs to create one baby. And when you remove yourself, you're taking half of that child's heart. And that's why a kid can never get over father not being around. If you ever notice, I've seen 60-year-old man crying over their fathers. Why my father ain't want to deal with me? Never goes away. And I have to deal with that because a lot of the kids look at me like they call me dad and baby boy, my father, he take care of me. But still, it's that pain there. They had their days, and I just be like, it's part of it. So I tell a lot of women, y'all, watch what you're doing. That man you laying down with can put all that pain and anger in your child.
Mm,
And
that's
then that
deep.
child one day is going to take it out on the mother.
Yeah, DNA is real. You know, my aunt always tell me, my aunt Kat, she will always say, when the doctors ask me, give me your family history, she'll say no. She
Hmm.
don't give it to them. She say, well, no, I'm not telling. So you know how they ask the family health history, and she'll say no. She said, why? Now they doing it from science perspective.
Yeah.
She's doing it more from a spiritual perspective, saying
Mhm.
no, because you're saying what they have is what I would get, or
Yeah.
what's a possibility. And science says that yes.
Yeah.
But I truly believe that when you pray against things,
Mhm.
I truly believe that when you have people that work together to break those generational curses. Now, DNA is
Oh,
DNA, and I get it. But when the mindset, the things that you allow in here, once you allow it in here,
yeah.
it manifests. And at that point, baby, well, sometimes people don't know how to control it.
That's why they distract us so much. Like,
I'm listening.
I call it everybody has their own medication, whether it's drugs, alcohol, sex, money, uh, cutting themselves, something that makes you happy. That's your drug. And so when the world comes along and keep throwing stuff at you, gas prices going up, you ain't getting no raise.
Oh,
At work, you got to work two, three jobs, missing time with your kids.
yeah.
See, they see it as that's money for us. But what you gonna turn to? when your kid acting out, when your kid got that gun, when your kid get that court case, you go to your drug, which distracts you from handling your child. And which I tell a lot of parents, a lot of y'all too high and drunk to do anything. And that's why I stopped drinking. I said, man, it's a distraction. So a lot of us out here, the pandemic was a plan. Everybody, what they say, the top seller, weed and alcohol.
Yeah.
Tore a lot of households apart.
You know why? Because people had to face each other.
Yeah,
Things shut down.
yeah,
People, the kids was in the house. Everybody was in the house. Domestic violence increased.
yeah,
A lot of CPS cases increased. A lot of things increased because we don't know how to deal with it.
yeah.
We cope in unhealthy ways.
Mhm.
And then we wonder why our kids does it too. And when they do, it's a problem. But
Yeah,
they
it's
watching
wrong.
us. They watching us. And you got some parents now doing it with their children.
Oh yeah, all the
Are we
time.
failing our youth? Are you the parent or you the brother, the sister? Who are you? What is like? We have to take accountability, baby boy.
It's never happened. It never.
We have to, as parents, as guardians, we have to take accountability.
I don't think parents will ever. Um, how I see kids when we was growing up, it wasn't no disrespecting your elders. You
No.
might get the teeth knocked out.
What teeth? Oh, your eye over there on the other side. You better go find it. Move and go find it. You want to. I'm gonna hit you if you move. What?
Yeah, like we like, and now is and it's crazy because I said that's learned behavior.
Woo!
Your child watches how you talk to people, how you react to people, how you handle situations. They watching all of that stuff. And when I
They
told
watch.
her parent that one time, she was like, "No, it's not." I say, "Look how your son is cussing at a teacher, and the first thing you came in this school and did was cuss the principal out."
Bam.
But until I said it, she didn't realize it. And I say that's because what grown person that been doing something for years is gonna see anything wrong with what they doing?
Yep.
So now you're pumping that into your kid, and when somebody say you being a bad parent, you go crazy.
Oh, get upset. Oh, Lord have mercy. Because to them is I'm doing everything I can to make sure my kid eat. I get it. But don't say I'm doing everything I can.
It's
I
it's,
get
it's
y'all.
more to that. It's more to feeding and
It's
clothing
more.
the kid.
It's more to it. With that,
Yeah.
I mean, I see the parents waiting at the bus stops with the kids, waiting to fight other kids.
Oh yeah, that.
Now you tell me, are we failing our youth? You tell me, are we failing our youth?
Yeah, it's deep.
It's
I
really, and
do.
again, it's a cycle. What programs do we have for our single mothers out here? I know it is some out there, but what programs internally in the cities do we have to, like you said, there's programs for at-risk youth. But why we have to wait until they're at risk? Why we can't be proactive and do things to,
Yeah,
mindset,
no, no prevention.
healthy, maintaining healthy relationships, how to create a healthy environment in the home. Night out for the adults, night out for
Yeah,
the parents, respite for, different things. Let's create, and it might be programs out here I'm talking about in the cities, but let's
yeah.
create, you see how we create coupon books?
Oh yeah,
Let's create those books on how to get, let's get people to walk around to the communities and put those in people's mailboxes to show parents how to take a break. Parents,
Mm.
how to communicate with your kids. A lot of times we're not going to, educate ourselves and actually research. But we got a party coming up
Oh,
where you can
we in. We in.
what? We got a whole party coming up, right?
And that's what's wrong with us. It's like people are about a good time, and that's to push away the problems.
And you know what, baby boy, I know Amber Hurley, um,
Hmm.
local to global. Amber does a lot with the youth
Oh yeah.
here in the community. I know she's one of the ones that does a lot with the youth. I know, baby boy, you do a lot. And she does a lot of entertainment with the youth. Like she's had this
Hmm.
TikTok one coming up soon. And let me tell you, even my son be excited to go. The DJ is young. Like he's a
Yeah.
kid. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We have to find ways that where we can tap into our resources and reach out to people to help donate, to help,
Oh yeah.
the group that she has, right? She doesn't mind reaching out to people to ask for help.
No,
Because
that's right.
again, you say it's people like you and people like her where y'all don't get the money. The money
Fight
already given
for
to the people that you say got to come to y'all and ask y'all to bring the you to them.
weirdest thing ever. I stopped taking my kids. I stopped completely. It's like you're not gonna use me to get my kids, and then say you got a great program going on, but I'm out here sacrificing. You know, but it's part of the game. I've learned. It's just us good ones had to fight a little harder.
We do. We do. And baby boy, that's in everything. I know I done went over a little bit, but that's okay because it's my podcast. But let me tell you, that's in everything, baby boy. It's you have micro, mezzo, and macro. Macro is that corporate level. Micro, that's where we are. So with you trying to build your youth with limited resources that you have, people like me, of course, with the one of my business, a cleaning company. My small business, I'm competing with all these larger companies who's already tapped in with that good old boy system to get those larger contracts, right? But when I fight and I got to work extra hard to even get
Mm-hmm.
one, maintain, get all these certifications, and then when I get the workers, I have to pay them more to
Yeah,
keep them when they'll pay them little of nothing, but because of their name.
yeah,
We always got to work extra hard, baby boy, in everything that we do.
all
But
the
let me tell
time.
you, we can't give up. We're not going to give up.
Oh no.
We're not. And baby boy, let me tell you one thing. My hat goes off to you because in the midst of everything that you're doing, baby boy, you see how passionate you are with your kids. And I say your kids because when you are, role models, you have relationships in their lives, they look at you as part of their family.
Oh yeah.
You've lost a lot too. And I've seen you hurt. Like I can see your pain through your pictures,
Yeah.
through your videos. And I watch you a lot when you go live. It's people like you, when God says it's time to go, they're going to have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Those are legacies you want to leave behind.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Those are memories you want to leave. Everybody know what baby boy did for his community. See, they might not talk about it now. They may talk about it, but not, really sit at the table and talk about it. But it's when you're gone, when they really look for the substance and it's too late. Y'all, we got to wake up now.
Yeah.
We got to wake up now. I'm tired of seeing videos about boys killing each other. Our girls out here, fighting each other, disrespecting each other. Our men disrespecting our women.
Mhm.
We're not your hoes. We're not your bitch. We're not that. We're supposed to be loving on each other. That's how we
Yeah.
failing each other.
But if you look at it, that's what they pump in our brains.
I hate it, baby boy. I hate it. I hate it. I wish I could change the narrative. Like I get so emotional about it because our ancestors fought for us. They fought, baby boy.
And they want to erase that. And I think they get ready to remove Black history from school books.
Um, but we barely getting it now. It's world history. I mean, we
Yeah,
I mean, they don't even do
but
cursive no more. Like, let's keep it real.
it's
They
the fear they have of us.
we're
If you
strong.
if you look at it, um, the younger generation is starting to fight back. And you kill a when a police officer kills a black man, you see the young ones out there riding.
You sure do.
So that's the fear because they know they created these monsters that you
Yeah.
can't control. So
Oh,
now this young boy that's running around here with a gun in his pocket, he not scared to shoot you.
he's
So now
no.
we don't want them to learn their history and learn how they was treated. Erupt in any second, especially when you start to take from us.
Man, it's deep. You right. They don't think, baby boy. They're not fighting anymore.
No, they coming to get you.
They're not fighting, and they're not stopping until they get you. They go to your
Oh
grandma
yeah.
house or great grandma house. They're
Yeah.
not stopping anymore. They're
Eventually,
not.
what you dish out eventually circles around and come back to you. So all
Man,
these evil people out here that want these kids to be so bad and make money off them, it's coming back. If you look at my city, there's no safe zone. Every neighborhood getting hit.
baby
So
boy, almost every night, kids getting killed in Portsmouth.
yeah,
Juvenile.
it's bad. It's like you can't stop it. And the people that can possibly stop it years ago, they made money off it. So,
Oh my God. You know what, baby boy? I want you to let people know. We're gonna wrap it up. I want you to let people know what your program is, where your program is located, how they can find you. Once we end the live, I want you to go on my page and I want you to put your information up there, okay?
okay.
Um, is it a certain age group that you target, baby boy, with your mentoring program? What does your mentoring program consist of?
Boys without fathers, ages 5 to 17.
Just in Portsmouth?
No, Hampton Roads.
Hampton Roads. And y'all, when he say Hampton Roads, we're talking about on the south side and peninsula. We're talking about from Virginia Beach to Norfolk, Chesapeake, Portsmouth, Suffolk, Hampton, Newport News, Williamsburg. This is your Hampton Roads area. We got Baby Boy right here. Baby Boy, how can they find you? How can they contact you to get in contact with you with the help with people that doesn't have our youth who doesn't have fathers, absent fathers in their lives?
You can email me at babyboymentoringprogram@gmail.com. I'll post my number on the page. I have a Instagram at Baby Boy Mentoring Program, so you can check that out. Um, that's just about it. We keep it simple and we move strong.
I like that. And I know, baby boy, you fund a lot of stuff yourself. You do fishing with the youth. You just had a
Yeah,
really good what was it called?
something about our youth festival.
Something about our youth festival. Yeah, we have people come in there with something, in the water and everything. And I like how baby boy something about our youth festival, and it was a great turnout.
Yes.
I want you all to sow into baby boy. Baby boy, let them know how they can donate, and we're going to put on the page too. How they can donate to your program.
We have a Cash App set up. I posted on the link
Okay.
um, on the page. And you can contact me, anybody that wants to send money to the organization. Um, we don't have too much set up. Like I said, we keep it simple,
Yeah.
but we move strong. So
And and that's the
most
good
of my
thing. I
time
like
is
how you say you keep it simple because um that's how intimate and personal you are with it. You are the face.
yeah.
When you start getting too many people involved, that's when it becomes so
Yeah.
convoluted and all over the place. So I like how you keep it intimate. personal, and they're able to contact youth because you really care about your youth. You do. And so once you post it, I want you to post it on my Talk Your Talk page, but I'm going to come back and post it on my personal page too. Okay?
Okay.
How they can contact you, your email as well, your organization, and how they can donate to support. Hey, look, y'all, it, we are failing our youth. Don't take that personal. It's a general statement, right? And I say we because it takes a united front. It takes us coming together and, you know, not just coming on Facebook or whatever social media platform and saying, I miss my son, or RIP, or reposting videos of our youth killing each other, or reposting videos of things that you see our youth doing that's not good.
Yeah.
Instead, let's post some of these positive outlets for our youth.
Yeah.
Let's get together and work together and create programs, or have our programs work together and post those programs so we can have our youth involved. And it's all cities. I'm talking about North Carolina, where I'm from, and Virginia. I know that my podcast is something that I just started, and I'm hoping that, you all can help me grow it, because I wanted things like this. These topics need to reach a lot of people, and it starts with us. It does. Our youth, they're our next generation.
Yeah.
We're getting older. Our kids are going to be the ones that's in charge of what's going on now. And with all the violence and everything going on
Mm.
in the world, the numbers are going to decrease. Let's work together, y'all. Baby boy, I appreciate you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes, thank you for what you're doing. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you've had a busy day. We've had a busy day. And self-care is important, so we
Yeah.
can keep being there for our youth. So don't forget to post. Again, you all, are we failing our youth? Ask yourself that. How are you failing your youth? How are you failing your kids? Are you communicating with your kids? Are you tapping your kids into programs to help them? Are you helping your neighbor help somebody? How are you invested in our youth lives? You think about that. Stay tuned for the next topic for next Thursday. Follow me, Talk Your Talk. Also on my page, Deborah Vines-Epps, you will see all of the platforms. TikTok, not TikTok. I post on TikTok, but not Talk Your Talk. Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Okay. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for always following me, coming to my inbox, asking me questions. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep this going on Thursdays until it is my time to end. And for right now, God said I have a mission. I'm going to get things out there. I'm going to get it out there, baby boy. And tonight was Are We Failing Our Youth? So thank you again, baby boy. Put your
You're welcome.
information. I'm going to take it from my Talk Your Talk page and put it on my private page, okay?
Okay.
All right. Y'all have a
Thank
good
you.
night. See you all next Thursday.
Good night.
Good night.